So is it possible to be shame-free? I know we've been using that term and it's not actually literal. So let me clarify. We really aren't going to be completely shame-free because shame has a place in our life. Again, toxic shame is what we're targeting here, not healthy shame. Healthy shame we want to have. It's a very strong, clear emotion that is saying stop. Stop, because what you are doing is going to harm you, is going to harm others, and it's going to create problems in living. We need that information so we can let it inform us and correct our behavior or use it to motivate us to stop what we're doing, whether it's a drug addiction or a secret behavior that's destructive to your family and to your children and so forth, or potentially could result in you losing your job. So the thing we're targeting is the toxic shame, which is the deceptive message that I am a flawed person, I am defective. Now, what I want to clarify with this is that toxic shame is a social emotion, and essentially it comes out of relational trauma. So I might be just fine and okay by myself. So I'm home and I might have a messy house and no big deal. I can live with that. But then I have a guest come over who I know has very high standards for cleanliness. And all of a sudden I'm very distressed because I know that they're going to judge my home as not meeting a standard. And shame says that is going to result in me being valued less and not incorporated into the tribe, so to speak. So I'm at risk of getting kicked off the island. I'm at risk of being rejected and being seen as not significant, not belonging, and not being offered relationship. So we're going to have those moments in life. We are going to experience that social emotion because we can't control people. We can't control what they do, what they say, how they think. And so we will encounter people who are going to judge us and who are going to think less than of us, think we're not meeting some standard. We didn't raise our kids right. We don't have the right body, the right makeup, the right hair, the right associations, the right car. It just depends on who we're interacting with. And when we encounter that, if we have worked through our shame and we're clear, like our mind knows, I am okay, and how people treat me is more to do with them than it is to do with me. We might be super clear about that and able to not be triggered by certain people in our life. But every now and then, we might get stung. And it really doesn't matter how confident we are, how much we've worked through that, or how much we've healed from that. It is unpleasant. When someone judges you or rejects you, it is unpleasant. But the thing that is out of our control is that we have a neurological response to that shame. Our body is hardwired to belong, to want to fit in, to be in relationship. So if anyone in our community is rejecting us or judging us or giving us the message that we don't meet some standard, our brain is going to say, uh-oh, you're in danger. This is bad. This is really bad. And you need to control this. You need to hide it. You need to fix it. You need to meet their standard. And so we feel compelled then to step up and meet their standard, even though our rational mind says, this is ridiculous. I don't care about their standard, and I'm not going to have someone tell me how to live, and you might be okay. So think about it like you're being cut. Throughout life, we get cut every now and then, and when we do, it really hurts. And we know that, oh, dang, I cut myself, and so we take the proper action to mend it and let it heal. Well, that's how toxic shame is. When we encounter it, it's like a little emotional cut. It just hurt us. And it's like, ooh, ow, that really hurt. What shame-free means is that when we get cut, we don't interpret that cut in such a way that we personalize it. I'm someone who gets cut. This happens to me all the time. No matter what, I'm going to be cut. In fact, I'm so unworthy, I deserve to get cut. This is what we want to prevent, that we see it as, oh, ouch, that hurt, but then we take the proper action to work through it. So if you get an emotional cut, we go, ooh, ow, that really hurt. But then we take the proper action to mend that, to help ourselves heal. This is what being shame-free is that we tap into the antidotes of shame, which is self-compassion and knowing and normalizing the human experience. We know we're part of this human community. We're not different than other people. This is why AA and groups like that are so powerful, because a lot of times people experience shame so much for their alcoholism because they feel so different than other people. Other people don't have that problem, they don't relate to it, and they will judge us for it. But when you go into an environment of people that say, hey, it's all right, we will create safety around this problem. We will support you around this problem, and we'll accept you. We'll radically, unconditionally accept you, my friend, and it's okay. Feeling part of that community, feeling accepted in the midst of that struggle is very healing, and it allows us to heal the wound of shame. So being shame-free is really recognizing when shame occurs, seeing that trigger, and knowing how to work yourself through it, how not to own it, how not to buy into that deception and take on that identity, but rather using your tools such as self-compassion and self-talk, as well as being selective about what your environments are and choosing to reduce the amount of people in your life that are shame-bound and who shame dump on others. So those are my thoughts today. I'm Dr. Shawn Horn, licensed psychologist, and let me know if you have any questions. And please sign up on my website for upcoming webinars and information on some resources that you might find helpful. Also, come follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff, and listen to my podcast, Inspired Living. Just got to put in that plug there, right? Oh, and don't forget about the Shame Sisters. Holy moly, I got a lot of stuff going on here. But I am so glad you joined me today. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.